Hey everybody, back with another one. Got a card here for you. The Ventus 3X MSI. We're gonna go ahead and open this. I already pulled off the plastic, got this little guy here, so I didn't have problem one-handed. And that's my computer in the background that I started mining Uplexa. You can only, actually you can mine it with CPU or GPU. It's got a pretty good profitability right now. I don't know if it's more than Monero or what, but I make on that one, it hashes like 24,000 hash, which is 2.4 kilohash. Wait, no, that one, I think this one on my rig hashes like 3 kilohash, and this one is like 25 kilohash. And I'm making about $1.45 between, well, just on that computer it's probably maybe 50 cents a day, something like that, and it's using about 100 watts, the whole computer, so not bad. Let's just slip this old there. Make sure I don't break anything here. It's kind of got an open top. Yeah. Oh, got a tear. Whoopsie. Oh, come on, just release. Alright, the goods. There she is. Woo. Kind of thick, standard thickness for a 3070. I'm gonna have to just tip this. Whoa. Try to do this safely. So, it's pretty standard looking. It's got a nice brushed metal. It is a plastic backplate. Yep, plastic. See some thermal pads maybe in there. Yep, I see those. Not between the back plate and the PCB though. Probably okay on a 3070 anyways. They don't get too hot. Not like the 3080s and the 3090s. You'll see those guys pushing the thermal junction or the memory junction temperature. They can hit 110. These don't have the memory junction temperature, so probably be about 40 degrees Celsius versus an 80, upwards towards 50. Just air cooled. Water cooled, you can get them down to 30s. So this baby is gonna go in, probably in here between the 3060 Ti and the 3070. I like to keep this guy nice and cool. Yeah, we'll just do that. So I'll see you in a minute. So just a quick here. So I drilled the hole. You had to use a drill bit. I have to get these holes all manually put in. That one's already ready to go. So I got the hole drilled. Just want to make it a little bit smaller than the screw threaded part, and it should go in there nice and easy and tight. And that's that. And so I got it in the riser. Got to send the power to the riser and to the card. So we'll get that. Be back. So I went and got my power cables for my power server or server power supply. You can see it there with the breakout board. This is the 16 port version on a 1200 watt power supply. So I need to get 3 cables so I can put 2 in the graphic card and 1 in the riser. You could probably be safe just using 2 and then a splitter on 1, but this is my box full of cords. So 6-pin. The server power supplies are 6-pin on the breakout board, and then they go to an 8-pin 6+2. So these ones should be good long enough. So I'm gonna get one. See what else we got here. Whoops. 2. And I want another short one if I can find it. Okay, that one. Nope, that one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll show you where I'm plugging those in here. Well, I can show you right now. Yep, nice and tidy. Okay. Little jam there. Sorry, guys. Okay, you got the idea. Alright, so back down there, you can see I got one little cable loose there. That's just not being used, but I'm going to put them in those white things right there, so I'll be back. Okay, my battery's dying, so I'm going to try to make this quick, but I got the 2 in there, 2 8-pins, and then you can't see the riser, but I just plugged it in down there. You can see on this one it goes into that port, not that one. You can use this one, but I just put it in the back. Okay, so let's try to boot it up. I thought I'd show you guys what it looks like when it boots up. I won't let you sit through the whole Hive boot up process. But whoops, sorry. But so I'll just get you to where the boot screen, past where I'm logged in, and then we'll look at the clocks and stuff like that. So okay, let's see it boot up. So first I want to turn on the server power supply. That's powering some of the graphic cards, so I want to get back in there if I can find it. You're not going to see it, but I'm going to find the button back there. Maybe. Can't find it. There it is. Oh, I disconnected the breakout board by accident. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna hit this button. So I'm just booting up the server power supply. Gotta plug it in first. 1 second. Okay, sorry guys, the quality of this video is sucking. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the power button. For real this time. Alright, so you see some of the cards come on. I think I got 2. And then if I hit this button, this is the ATX power supply. Let's try this button. Oh, gotta hit the switch here. Should just boot up by itself. Okay, here we go. Lights on. I'm not seeing any lights on that. I don't know if it gets lights or not. Probably not. We'll see. I'll be back. I don't want you guys to sit through this whole boot process. It takes a minute. Okay, I'll show you some of it. This is just what happens when you get it going. All this gibberish. Looks like we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one is the new one there. So they're not in order in this list on how they're set up on the rig, but maybe one day I'll get that worked out. We're gonna have to change the clocks, I believe, on this card, and probably the other one. So usually, guys, when you install a card in Hive OS, I've had the issue multiple times with all the clocks getting like shifted around. Like it'll be the clocks for 3080 on the 3070, and 60 Ti will have the 3070 like power limit or the memory. I don't know. They all get mixed up. So just beware of that. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go into my phone and adjust the clocks and just verify everything's right.